Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the National Championship, the Ascent, the show where we highlight some of Counter-Strike's up-and-coming stars battling it out on the Rank G leaderboard. My name is Paul Inverum Todd Kill, joined here once again by James Jamerson Lee. It's week number 2, and we have some more amazing stuff going on.
Week number 2, and we're highlighting more great players, trying to make their way up the ladder, make their way into Rank S here through Rank G.
Oh, of course, because, every single week, players, they're fighting, they're competing. Not only do they want to win money, do they want to get in that 1, 2, or 3 spot, but of course, the top 2 players at the end of every single season advance all the way up to Rank S. They truly elevate and rank up. But that's just on this show. We have a little bit more going on because every single Monday as well, we have another fantastic show, Bachcast Base Camp, which is just some awesome Rank G games. I got a chance to watch some this week, actually. And it's this amazing, stream of consciousness cast where he's, interacting with the community and chat and, talking about the players. And it's really, really cool. It's a very laid-back vibe and atmosphere, something I personally really enjoy.
You and I both know what it's like to solo cast, and it's one of the worst things in the world, but he does such a great job of it that we need to give him a shout-out.
Yes, and of course, you're watching the Ascent right now, 4 p.m. PST every single Friday, where we interview one of these amazing up-and-coming players. We review their highlights, their gameplay. We break it down with the analysis, and of course, we finish everything up with some amazing news, videos, insights from the Counter-Strike community.
Yeah, we're just trying to give you weekly updates on what's going on in Rank G. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware, but just to make sure for those who aren't as aware of what the format of Rank G is and how we move forward from there.
Yeah, of course, Rank G is this ability for you to find games with players at around your skill level, and of course, you battle it out for points. We're actually seeing the leaderboard right now. This is the Week 2 leaderboard, where actually 60 is there. He's a player we highlighted last week in that Rank 2 spot, so nicely done there from him. You can see probably a lot of names you're familiar with. You play in ESEA.
Yeah, 60, of course, making it in the top 3 puts you in the money for the week, and that's great, right? Another way to fund your kind of rise into trying to go pro in this game.
Of course, we do have another player to highlight this week, and it's going to be Fang, the up-and-coming young gun. And I say that truly. This guy is he's 16 years old.
16.
I mean, he's literally younger than Counter-Strike.
The franchise,
the franchise,
older than
yes.
the franchise. I remember playing it. I was like 13 years old when I was playing 1.1, 1.3. So the game's come a long way, and he's literally grown up with the gang. And take a look at his stats.
Oh, 86 ADR, pretty darn impressive. That's 61% headshot rate. Is absolutely wild. Of course, his overall win rate this last week wasn't so impressive, but the fact that he was able to put up this level of numbers, despite not winning most of his games, just goes to show that in every single game he is playing, look at that KD, he is doing work. He's actually ranked 7th overall in our season leaderboards.
Ranked 7 overall, and this is just his Rank G stats. Now, he does also play the Pugs, and he's played a little less games, but you see a drastic difference in the Pug games where he's got a 65% win rate. His headshot percentage does go down, but his ADR and his KD goes up. 97 ADR in his Pug play.
Playing a little more fast and loose, but still getting those kills. Really impressive gameplay there from him. Of course, the stats, they're only one part of this picture, though. To learn a little bit more about him, we could actually just talk to him. Fang, we have you here on the line. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. Doing good.
So, obviously, we started things off here. You're a younger player coming into this. How does it feel being, one of these players who's growing up? When did you actually start playing Counter-Strike?
I actually started playing when I was around 13, so I've been playing around three years now. And I actually got in the game through Minecraft. That was the first real game I played when I was pretty young. And I actually started playing matchmaking. I played that for about a year, and I actually really got into the game. I got really hooked on it, and throughout a little bit, I actually got a better PC, and then I actually got introduced to ESEA. And ever since then, I've just been grinding. I actually really love the game, and I'm trying to go pro. That's the main goal.
All right, so you're trying to go pro, then that means, you do have some role models and people that you look up to in the community. Who would some of those people be?
Number one for me is definitely Gerrit. He's a player that I've looked up to as soon as I started watching the pro scene. I kind of followed his game style. I really like him as a person and as a player. Another player I actually really look up to is Stewie, because he's kind of a player that I feel kind of resembles me in a sense. The way he grew up, school, things like that, when he moved. Kind of the same thing for me. I just kind of the motivation and the ability for him to grind that much, I really look up to, and I really appreciate him. And then last player for me, I also really enjoy Forrest. he's like more of an older player as well with Garrett. And his aim, his tap fire aim is super insane. He's been playing for a pretty long time, and he's still like on that top level, and he's a super good player. So definitely them.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Oh, actually, you mentioned school earlier. So, what is it like balancing that out? Obviously, trying to go pro, playing the
Yeah.
game, and if do you have a job as well? How is it trying to balance all of that?
Yeah, so it can actually be a little bit difficult, especially when I'm playing League too. Currently in ESEA Advanced, but it can be a little bit difficult for me. For school, I usually do pretty well. Right now, I'm in grade 11, and I'm pretty like balancing it pretty well. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult when I have like a lot of assignments, but sometimes when it's not really like that hard for me, I'll sometimes skip school and I'll go home a little bit early to go play CS. If I have like a big game or
Don't
anything like
tell
that.
them
Yeah.
that, man. Come on, you're not supposed
Yeah.
to say that. Come on.
Yeah. And my parents too, they're pretty supportive. My mom really knows like I really want to go pro in the game, so sometimes she'll sign me out so I can actually go home and I'll just
Oh,
run
wow.
home. Yeah, so it's pretty good. And
Cool
then
mom.
I
Yeah.
also have I also have a job too. I work at my golf club too, part time a bit, and then I do some work around there, get some money too, just for like if I need to upgrade my PC, things like that. But overall, it's like I'm kind of balancing it pretty well, and I hope to improve. So.
This guy has his priorities in order. I like got to upgrade the
Yeah.
PC. That's the number one thing here. Oh man,
Yeah.
I hear it. I understand. Trying to grind it out, balance everything out. We actually have, you talked about some gameplay and the players you look up to. We actually have one of your clips right here now. We're actually going to have you walk us through this clip. I'm pretty sure you should have reviewed it ahead of time. It's I pistol around here. Walk us through
Yeah.
what exactly is going through your mind in this clip.
So this is like a 5K pistol I remember I got during just a close pistol round against, I'm pretty sure it's like Sizzy's team or something. But I just remember our team was calling for an A exec, and I was basically entering at the start. And if we just wait for this clip to load, as you can see, like all the CTs are pretty spread out. We kind of had an idea of what their setup was going to be. I was kind of thinking like maybe a guy retake CT or a stack under Belk. So as I come up here, I kind of just hard clear under Belk, making space for my team. I got a call ace triple, kind of just pre-fired him there. Another guy CT just literally just ran up, killed him. So I was just trying to take spawn and just keep on making room for my team, and then I just ended up killing another player. Ended up just holding like just for my teammates just so they didn't get pushed. And as we just wait here, just like another player is about to run up on me in a sec.
Yeah, your teammates got picked off here. Kind of put you in a bit of a rough situation.
Yeah, so I was kind of thinking here, because as my teammate just died there, I kind of had to isolate one. I got a nice shot on a KRZ there. And at this point, I was trying to think if this guy had a kit or not. I'm pretty sure he didn't. That's why I was kind of playing a little bit more lenient back in spawn. So I kind of peeked out late with 5 seconds left, and I just hit a nice shot on him.
Yeah, it was really nice there. Talk about the patience, because obviously in that end situation, it was a 2v1. You ended up clearing the round. What is it like? Again, you mentioned knowing he doesn't have the kit. What goes through your mind? What is the series of processes like where you're like, okay, these are the decisions that I need to make in that clutch situation?
So for me, it was kind of more isolating the fights. So especially when my teammates died there, I kind of knew that's my chance to make a play. This is where I have to make space and actually like isolate these players so I can actually have a chance of winning this round. So as soon as I killed KRZ, I kind of knew that I'd kind of have to make a gamble play here just to see if I could bait this guy out. So after I kind of just waited a little bit for this guy to actually tap the bomb, I was debating if I should peek initially or a little bit beforehand or after. And once I kind of decided that I'm just going to wait a little bit, I kind of let him make the first mistake. So when I walked up, he was already directly in the open. So I kind of just hit a nice shot on him like so. And then if not, I would just peeked and then played the time. But yeah.
We were talking about that actually during the pre-show about how you do punish a lot of these errors, some unforced and some forced errors coming out from your team. Now, how do you like try to work out forcing an error out from your opponent?
So usually good util usage is a big thing for me, and then I can kind of use that as a combo with my aim. So I usually like isolating my players and then just using my aim to like its potential, and then I just usually headshot them kind of initially, and then I'll usually win the round like so.
I love it. Using
Yeah.
your utility, isolating your fights. Clearly, you have a deep knowledge of the game for somebody who hasn't been playing it for that long.
Yeah.
So I guess our final question for you. You mentioned about going pro. After you finish high school, is that the goal for you?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal for me. I'm just trying to grind the game right now and see if I can make MDL hopefully this coming season and just work my way up from there. But yeah, definitely.
Awesome, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My priority. Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us. We're going to be viewing more of your clips throughout the course of the show. But thank you so much. Best of luck.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
Well, you heard it there.
Yeah.
Such succinct answers. Like, this guy knows what he's about. I love it. You would not know. It's like, yeah, 16. It's not a problem.
It's a level of maturity that I did not have when I was 16 years old. And
oh no.
it's great that it's backed by his mother's support. You know, signing him out of class, signing him out of like 5th or 6th period to come home early to play his games and scrim.
Oh yeah, I remember like when I was younger, that was not the case. Not at all. Playing like years competitively when you're like a 14-year-old is not. But times have changed, and that's amazing. But you know what? That's our first segment there. We got a chance to talk to him, but we got to see a little bit of gameplay. We need to see a little bit more gameplay, so we're going to hop onto a break. When we come back, we're going to be breaking down some more of these amazing clips. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the Ascent. My name is Inverum, joined here once again by Jamerson. We just got a chance to talk to our highlighted player of the week, and I must say, I'm already pretty impressed.
Amazingly mature kid, and hearing his thought process is about just taking this very methodically throughout the matches and really trying to force out errors from his opponents really impressed me.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? We've seen only a small taste of his gameplay.
Yeah.
We actually have a little montage up for you next, so you can take a look at how this guy likes to play the game. Well, as you can clearly see, hitting his shots there at the end, always finding those clutch positive trades and putting himself in a good position to chain together multiple kills.
He ranked 7 overall, and we're seeing why. He's a great entry fragger when he's got the rifle in his hand, and his aim is stellar. You're seeing him trade away. There were a few clips, yeah, he did end up dying at the end, but he's trading away 2 for 1, 3 for 1, and that's what you need.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it shows, too, in his stats, the fact that he's consistently able to put up the damage. We've seen it before, and we're going to continue to see it as we get into our highlight strategy clip here on stream. We're going to slow things down a little bit for you here, really get into the meat of it, the nitty-gritty, as he pulls off a clutch individual play here. Talk about skill, and talk about some mind games on this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's about forcing out those errors, and he rotates over here because early on, we saw the op coming out from the CT side on upper, and so he doesn't want to try and challenge that. Now, the utilization of course, his utility there is great. He smokes off connector, uses that flash as he goes in, and wins that duel on top of the train.
And now he's just sitting around here. He's babysitting the bomb. The bomb is already planted. He's like in a 1v1 situation right now. And he hears it. He hears the drop there, uses that audio cue, sprays right on through the smoke, and he makes it work.
And it's about clutch situations here. They did get the bomb plant down, but immediately afterwards, the CT punished it. And so he comes into these situations once again, down a member, but he plays the bomb smartly, and again, great use of his utility.
I mean, you know, the CT is forced. He's got to go in. He's got to make a play right here. And in that moment, he capitalized on an error, a slight overextension, cleans him up with ease. Not even a chance to hold that. Now we can take a look back at the start of this round and see the situation that he was sort of forced into here. All his teammates going down and sort of setting some context for the round.
He's already making the rotation over because of that op, but during that time, his teammate goes down through the spam, through that. Now, as the CT pushes away on in, there are forced and unforced errors. This one may be a little bit more unforced, but he does punish it the same. That's that op that really made it hard to try and stay on upper here, and he doesn't want to take that anymore. So the rotation on over is the CTs again. They were pressed for time as the bomb does go down here.
Oh yeah, learning from his teammates' mistakes right here, utilizing their deaths and knowing exactly where his opponents are going to be and playing around that, clearly showing some good communication with his teammates as well. Because again, communication in this very team-focused game is so important.
And it's this moment right here. You talked about it earlier, just hearing the audio cue, hearing him jumping off.
There. It's the little done in an instant, the swivel, he just turns and he goes, "Hello, dear friend.
Yeah.
I know you've arrived," and just utilizing that.
You hear the aim punch, you hear the dink, you're like, "Yep, I knew it. I knew it. I called it."
When it's interesting talking to him now, having heard his insight, because we had to watch we watched the clip beforehand and we gleaned a little bit of insight there, but talking to him, learning how he plays the game, the idea of isolating his opponents, utilizing his utility. I don't think you could find a better example of those two things than in that clip.
I mean, it's going to be almost every single clip that we have here that we've compiled for him, where it is great use of his smokes, great use of his flashes, and using that to, again, isolate his teammates. He understands his gameplay style, and he expressed it really well.
Absolutely. But you know what? We're going to get into our first overall round clip right now. This you get to see the full clip from start to finish and get that, again, that crucial context.
Yeah, it's 10-4 right now. It's the last round. And the CTs, they just want to have, of course, the biggest buffer they can going onto the T side. Now, setting up his teammate, of course, shooting at the ramp, but making a quick push onto Cat, while the Ts, they kind of set this smoke up a little bit slow, and that allows him to get in position here and punish the first man pushing top of mid.
Yeah, not optimized very well there at all. He picks up the shot. He was expecting already to be a box there, but now he turns, he pushes his way through over to the other side, and let's just say, he puts his op to work.
Yeah, again, a lot of utility used by the T side, so it looks like it is a full committal coming out from the Ts, trying to go on to A. So he makes the rotation, even has the sense to make sure that he's covering connector.
Yeah, he doesn't see anybody there, so looks up towards Pals, finds the shot there, nice enough, but this is the moment right there. He tanks the flash, looks on through, holds his position, holds his ground, and he gets the shot.
Yeah, he sees a small cylinder. He knows that it's just a flash, and he's only going to take about 3 damage. Ultimately, he does go down there. Small things that he can clean up at the end. He didn't have to really push that far through Sandwich, but it's fine. They won the round. That was the last round.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, in that moment, too, you're like, well, maybe you could optimize my play a little bit more, but you just pulled off a sick series of sniper plays. You're going to want to go for the big finish. Let's take a look at our next clip here on Train, where he maybe slows things down a little bit more here, shows that he can utilize that patience.
It's 7-5. It's going to be a full rifle round by, and an AWP coming up for Humi here. Now, a lot of these clips, we see that, he is able to clutch out these rounds. Things start sour for them, and we're going to see it here as he does push his way on through to Pop Dog instantly. Now, he has a teammate pushing through mid, but here, they've already lost 2. A trade away does happen, but it's still a 2-for-1 in favor of the CT. Utility usage, great coming out as he does get this flashbang out, and the great timing on this push with his teammate.
Oh, it's absolutely huge. Perfect timing with his teammate. They both push in, get a series of kills, and now they've taken control of the site. This is massive. It's now a 3v2 situation. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to even use a molly to of course, cut off connector there as they continue to clear out this site. They're playing this slow. They're not rushing anything. They're playing this almost perfectly now as he does lose his teammate. But again, it's about getting into position to trade away effectively. And so he lurks his way through.
Now he's creating space for his teammate here. They got the call out. They know there's somebody back here. You talk about the idea of the lurk, and I talked about patience going into this. What perfect play. 0 chance for error on this flank.
And the thing is, he heard that the man over at Ivy throws out a few nades onto the sites, and so he knows that his sites are trained over there, and he's able to take advantage of that, and of course, covering his teammate for that last plant, and then getting that 1v1, just spotting his head out over the train.
I feel like a lot of these situations where he truly excels are in these smaller 1v1, 2v2 kind of scrimmage situations where it's him and a teammate against the world, against 2 opponents there, maybe even against some more. Let's take a look at our next clip, our final clip here on Mirage.
And so this one, It's going to be a 6v2, or excuse me, a 6-2 situation, and now they're forced to force up here, so we do have some CZs, 250s, and the AK, and they're going to just go for an all-out push onto mid. Smokes come out, they try to smoke off Cat, but here they don't know that the man has pushed in under, and that's going to be what's punished later on. Now they get the first trade here as KRZ does go down, and he's able to recover that AK, but again, it's Wiki on that lower side that was able to push back on through mid and punish, making a 2-for-1 exchange, and so ultimately they end up with still only one AK in hand, and now it's a 2v4, but they're making a rotate onto the site.
And that's what I said, though. This is where it seems like Fang excels, when his back is against the wall. He's pushing in here through market onto B, and he's looking for the player that he knows he's in the back. He sees the barrel, finds the shot right there, and now his team is in a much better position.
Forced and unforced errors again, though, as we see that there is a CT that was pushing all the way through T spawn. So the rotations are going to come slow here, so this is going to work in their favor. But again, he's covering his angles. He's making sure that he rotates back over to market, and he hears him. Great insight once again.
Oh, there he goes. He heard the drop there off the counter. He knows exactly where his opponent's in. Eyes trained, peeled, waiting for the moment for the smoke to clear. Shots going on through. He's waiting for it. Again, look at the patience here. And he gets the kill instantly. Here's the call-out from his teammate. Knows the turn, picks up that kill, and now it's a 1v1 situation.
Yeah, just smart play once again. He sees the smoke down. He's going to spray it down even though he gets flashed, because he just needs to buy enough time now. And he knows that if the round is secured, he's going to go for the peak. But I want to talk about that market play just a little bit more. Great patience and maturity coming out of someone who's only 16 years old. He knows that, you know, the smoke is going to dissipate soon, so he can time when he could go for that peak. And he hears the nade coming out from the other CT, so he knows basically this is the timing. This is when I have to push. I don't need to force anything. And that's the greatest thing about him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's got a good shot.
Yeah.
He knows how to use his utility. He knows how to pick his fights, knows the rotations. Again, the kind of players we love to highlight here on Ranked G. We talk about these guys, the up-and-coming stars, the guys who are truly looking to go pro. If he keeps playing like this, he's putting himself on a pretty darn good path. Those are our clips there from Fang. We're going to hop onto one short break, and when we return, we have some more amazing counter-strike action, so don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Ascent. We just saw some amazing clips, highlights, and some strategy from the young 16-year-old ranked cheese star Fang. really cool up-and-coming prospect.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes. And, you know, he said it himself. His goal is to go pro after high school, and he's got his eyes set on the MDL. And so this is a great story.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, taking off time to school to go play games, working at a golf course to pay for PC upgrades. I mean, we've all been there.
Just make top 2, top 3 every week, and there you go. Just pay off for a new monitor right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, 144 hertz. There we go. But guys, we have more fantastic CS action here because every single week, the Twitch community, they do some things. There's some good players. There's some funny, entertaining moments. And let's just say that we've assembled some of the funnier, more interesting one of those moments. And we're going to be watching them here with you in real time because let's just say CS community is a little bit wild.
Yeah, the first clip, this is a repeat offender, so I'm coming back in for week number 2 here. So let's see what happens, okay? We're on Dust 2.
He's chilling. He's hanging out. He's making a push. Setting himself up. All right.
Ooh, 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 ooh. That's a very aggressive push. What is this?
CT and one car.
He's just flashed the entire time.
Wait, did he just...
He survived.
How
He
did
got a kill. He actually got a kill during that.
I don't know.
I think right at the start, too.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody can see. Eye for a blind makes the whole... Eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. What is this? Okay, pushing through the smoke. All right. All right.
He's on site,
Using that communication. Instant. There we go.
That's the first actual opponent he saw and killed with visual acuity there. Before he was just spamming through the smoke.
Pure instinct, man. Pure instinct. That's it.
Outside B.
All right. See, it's not with the communication now.
The A box.
That's it.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
All right, looks like Valiance versus Epsilon in the second round here. Scout Force up, coming out. Again on Dust 2.
Great shot on towards Fates. He
Pushing
had a
in.
scout on the other
Lovely
side.
British voice guiding us through this whole... Ooh, the duel! Oh, no!
Is unbelievable. 4 kills found, and it's Letney to eventually stop him.
That was clutch.
Crucial and Surreal just have to hold
The
this
bomb
one
plan
down.
and
They know
everything.
that
This is
it's
perfect
Oh.
for him. Easy.
Easy peasy. Damn.
All right, this is a highlight of Sticko.
Oh, nice.
Vitality versus Mouse Sports.
Okay.
Mouse Sports, all right.
Nice.
Ooh, 3v1, okay. This has to be a clutch, right? This
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be a clutch.
I mean,
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here's the first kill. I mean, we're featuring him, so
That's true.
we're just being trolled if it's not. All right, push on here. All right. Easy peasy. Push the bombs down. All right, it's fine.
This is really aggressive. I'm surprised he's actually going for this push, but it works.
I mean, he gets the first pick.
Yeah. Oh, the fadeaway!
Doesn't even look.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look.
Cool
Just
guys
pure
don't look
comp.
at explosions.
Of course not. Just Kobe. Just walk away. Oh, he puts himself back. Oh, this is funny. Oh, wait for it. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him!
Oh, man. Perfect.
Ouch. That's a feels bad, man. That's not one you walk. That's not one you walk away from feeling good about your chances.
I mean, losing the bomb on the outside like that. no
Yeah.
one to ever like be able to recover. Well, ooh, another Deagle play. Deagle's on both sides.
Ooh, all right, featuring the old Freakazoid there. He's going to put his team on his back like all those weights. It's good times. Oh, man, this is just a bloodbath. What was that?
Is he going to get it? Oh, Freakazoid still got it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Apparently, the pistols are the name of the game today. Oh, boy.
Even Freakazoid couldn't believe it. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. Oh, man, so much fantastic top play, you know, going here so far. Oh, man. All right.
No, it's great to see.
Is that? Oh, no, we have one more.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we got one more.
It's from the same game. This time it's featuring Swole Patrol instead of just Freak. So let's see. Comes up here.
All right. Looking on through. Oh, 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 oh.
We got debated.
Oh,
Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
No. Oh, it's about my reaction. There's no
What
idea.
is Brax doing?
I don't know.
Brax is like, Freak is even trying to like, you know, tell him, hey, give him the pound, give him the pound. And Brax is just like, what's going on?
There's just the sheer look of sad. Just this.
Come on, Swag. Come on, Swag.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. All right. Well, Well, that was a moment that was a bit of a letdown. We have some clips from the MDL, and those are definitely not. We have some amazing highlights. Okay, I think Jamerson needs a minute, and so do I. I understand. We've all been there. But yes, we have some highlights.
We had
from the
our
MDL.
moment earlier too.
Oh, yeah, we did.
The preemptive fist bump.
Yeah, preemptive
20 minutes before show. We got this.
Yeah,
What?
his collar wasn't adjusted. I'm like, you want me to like fix your collar? And he doesn't hear me, and he's like, this is an awkward time for anyway. It's perfect. Don't gift that. All right, MDL highlights, the clips, what all these players are aspiring to. We had some amazing clips from the last week, I believe. So let's take a look at those.
I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it. Crazy. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it. So I'm crazy. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it. So I'm crazy. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Watch you bend that back for me. Feet won't stop, got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
So many amazing clips there from the MDL. So there's like back and forth off shots. I'm just like, oh my! There's a reason that that is the league that all of these players are working towards. You get there, you compete in the ESEA, you grind up the ladder, the leaderboards, and you have a chance to compete there in the Mountain Dew League. really cool to see just even that sort of that next tier up. Those players were wild.
It's so important to have those kinds of goals in mind, and especially if they're that tangible. You know, being able to have your highlight brought up on stream on a show, something like this too. It is something people work towards, and it's great that we're able to kind of make that happen.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those feel-good man moments. You can always look back and say, that was the time I was on that montage. Pretty darn good. But of course, that's not the only bit of CSGO esports action. Of course, we actually saw some of those clips earlier that was from the ESL Pro League Season 8 finals, where once again, maybe there was, I hate to say, becoming somewhat of an expected outcome.
It's not an esports event without, you know, a handshake or some sort of fumble with the hands.
At least it wasn't the seagull moment, let's put it that way. Anyway, we did see Astralis, of course, take it home once again. And not only were they bringing home the prize pool, all that good stuff, they're bringing home some gold bars.
Yeah. Again, we were talking about how do you even get that? Like, through security, through TSA or any kind of customs agencies, you just have a gold bar.
Yeah, how do you explain that getting on the
Do you
plane
have
going
something to
back home?
declare?
Well, yes, actually. I'm best Counter-Strike player on earth. Thank you. Nice to meet you. But winning 4 out of the past 10 events there, it was interesting. You know, just these other players they're just getting tired of seeing them constantly winning.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that shakes up as future events unfold.
I mean, when the news broke, when the announcement was made for this bounty system last year, I was wondering, well, who's going to be able to do that? And then at the beginning of this year, Astralis is just like, yeah, it's going to be us. You know, we're just winning everything left and right.
Well, there's some other contenders like Phases are there for a bit, and you know, but they kind of missed out on their shots because you have to do it within the time frame.
Time period.
So it's interesting. So we'll see if, I mean, I saw some Twitter interactions back and forth with ESL. Like, were you ever actually expecting anyone to get that? It's like, yeah, man, we hoped they would. So that's fantastic to see. They're just bringing even more hype and prestige to the CSGO community. But anyway, that's a lot of amazing action. We saw a new up-and-coming player. We saw some hilarious Twitch moments. And, of course, highlighting all of that amazing esports action. That is going to be it done for the day. But that's not it for all the great ESEA action. On Monday, tune into Basecamp. Bach is going to be casting some fantastic Rank G games. And then next Friday, our last show of the year here for the Ascent, presented by ESL. So thank you all so much. My name is Varem, joined here by Jamerson. We'll see you next time.